All right, welcome back to the Gamble Smart channel. Hope everybody's doing well. Dave and I have a special treat for you today, and that is the Gambler Audit. We have not done this in a very long time, and in fact, it was the first video that we ever launched on our channel back in October of last year. And Gambler Audits are a way for us to reach out and talk to you guys, the average gambler, or maybe a novice gambler or gambler that's never even gone in the casino, and learn a little bit about what your goals are and try to help you achieve success when you're in the casino. We talked with Anthony today, a gentleman from Wisconsin who is retired, goes to the casino a couple times a week, brings around $300 to $500 with him, and needed a little bit of help and some guidance to make it a better overall experience for him. So we really hope you enjoy. Let's get started. To control that greed, and you better believe that the casinos are built that way. They encourage that. They encourage that behavior. You've got to put something in place.
Try your best to avoid the point promotions where it's 25 points for a chance at whatever X, because they're really taking a lot more money out of you than they're giving back.
I think they should, they have people holding up the big checks. We want all this stuff. I want to see all the people that lost money with negative checks, and then turn it into wallpaper and put it all around the casino. All right, guys, welcome back to the Gamble Smart channel. We are doing our Gambler Audits. If you guys don't remember, we first started our channel. In fact, our very first video was a Gambler Audit. That's how Gamble Smart started, and we decided to bring it back because it was very popular back then, and we just never had the time to sit down and do it again. And wow, we've got over 30 people that have requested to be part of the Gambler Audit, so we thank you very much. And Anthony here was very gracious to accept our invite for today. We gave him very little notice, Gamble Smart style, not playing anything out. So he was very thankful for Anthony to come in such short notice. So thank you so much. And as always, I've got my compadre down here. I've got Dave. He's going to tag team me with some questions for Anthony and see if we can help him out a little bit. But first, let's jump right into it. Anthony, how you doing, man?
I'm feeling great, and I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking.
Good deal. So tell us a little bit about yourself, as much as you want to reveal.
Yeah, my name is Anthony Braganza. Actually, I am originally from India, from a Portuguese colony called Goa. That's why my legal name is actually Antonio.
Okay.
I have been in the US for the past 30 years. So when I came, I was a young guy, and I'm getting gray and old. 30 years,
like the rest of us.
Years, you add 30 years to it. But anyway, I work for the state of Wisconsin. I used to work. I retired 2 years ago. I just retired 2 years ago.
Well, congratulations for that.
yeah. I just thought life is too short, if you can do it, and if the number looks good, and my HR gave me the green signal, I looked at the number, I said, okay, that's it. I will have a nice retirement. So though I'm on a fixed budget, being a retiree, as you know, all retirees are a fixed budget, like Social Security and the state retirement, which is very good. That's one of the reasons I took an early retirement. I could have worked for another 5 years or so, but I'm enjoying life, and
amen, brother.
I'm enjoying life. And I go to the local casino here in Madison. It's called Ho Chunk Madison. And they have another one, which is about 45 miles, 45 minutes drive from my house, from Madison to Wisconsin Dells. I don't know if you have heard about Wisconsin Dells.
I've heard about that one, not the other one. But
it's the water capital of the world. So I go there seldom, but most of my gambling is done at Ho Chunk Madison, which is about 15 minutes drive from my house.
Oh, that's super close.
And my not so very big jackpot, but between the range of $1,200 and $2,000 have all been won at Ho Chunk Madison.
Well, there you go.
It's a tribal casino, bingo style. So I don't know.
Nice.
Bingo style. So is that bingo called Class 2 casino?
That is. Yep.
Class 2.
Okay. Yeah.
You got
So
it.
it's all on bingo pattern. But
Okay. So you can't. You're retired now. Can you still hear the bells? Everybody hates the bells.
yeah, you got that thing right. When I get up in the morning, I sometimes hear some sounds, and I told my wife, "Why am I hearing this sound?" She said, "Don't worry, I can. I also hear, though she's 6 years younger than me." But yes, you said it right, Mark. I do hear ringing, but I would like to hear the ringing when I'm hitting a big jackpot at the
There
casino.
you go.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
That's what a
So
lot of people don't realize is the bells are good. The
yes,
bells mean you're winning.
Yes, yes,
you don't want to hear
correct.
it. Like the worst thing you want to hear is no bells inside of the class 2. It's time to get the heck
Right.
out of there.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So tell us a little. What is your? How often do you go? Let's start with that. How often do you go to the casino
Uh,
on average?
I guess since I retired, I have more free time. I think I'm going a little bit more than I should, to be honest.
Okay.
Usually I go on Tuesdays and Friday, maybe on an average 2 times a week.
Okay. And how much?
So,
What's your typical budget when you go each time?
this is the thing. I used to take about $500.
Okay.
Uh, and I also take with me, I don't know if you guys heard about a gambler's box.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We
Yeah,
sell them. Yep.
yeah. I always take that, and any win, usually $100 bill because you got to fold them. And if I get like $300 win, I'll put 200. I'll fold the bill and put in the gambler's box, winning box, whatever it is called. The keys at home, so that way I don't come home totally broke. And
That's good.
yeah, so I
So
do
you would.
that.
So
Yeah.
you would say an average casino visit, you bring 500, but you almost always come back with at least something.
No, to be honest,
Okay. I'm glad you're
sometimes,
being honest with this, Lou. This
yeah,
is what we need to talk about.
sometimes I come totally broke.
Okay.
Not a, if I take 500, all 500 is gone. But I try my best. Out of like 8 out of 10 times, I come home with something, but 2 times it's not my day, and I think I'm trying to chase my losses. That's a big
Oh yeah.
no, and I give it all back. And yeah, but many times I come home empty, like 500 gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to piece that apart a little bit because you said some really important things in there that I think the audience can learn from, right? That's what we're here about. So um, you mentioned the chase. Like that is something that we all struggle with from time to time.
Yeah.
Do you do you feel like the chase? What is triggering the chase? Is it because you're just not getting any wins, or you feel like you haven't been there long enough? Can you have you been able to identify like what is causing you to just keep going and going and going until you've
Say,
exhausted everything?
yeah, say I'm down 300 out of 5, and then I have the last 200. So I usually, my normal bet range is between $2 and $3 a pull. But when I'm down 300 and I'm just left with 200, I put the $100 bill and go on $1 slot machine.
Okay,
Usually five, between 3 lines to 5 lines to 9 lines. And I can tell you that at least 50% of the time, I get like a jackpot symbol, on any of the line, and it's like $650 on
right,
the line, and that's the thing that I try to achieve. Like bet big or go home. Final 200, and like 50% of the time, I will hit like the progressive jackpot, like wild, or something like that. Not like to the extent of getting a hand pay, but like $860 or 450. So when that is done, then I just start my car and go home,
okay,
because right now I was down 300 and now I'm up 200. So it is better to leave when you're up 200 than
That's
try
true.
to think that, hey, it's my day, and then you give it all back. And I've done that several times. I'm guilty about it, that I have actually at one time I was so sick in my stomach that I had got a mini jackpot, I think about 1200, and I gave it all back.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that does
um,
happen.
so one of the things, and I promise I'm going to let Dave ask some questions too.
I'm absorbing right now.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Let me do all the blabbing. So it sounds like kind of what you do is once you kind of cross that threshold where you're down half your money, you kind of go into this Hail Mary mode where you're like, well, these last 200, let's just go for it. I'm going to leave anyway. Let me just put the money in. And half of the time it works. You get your money back and you leave. Other half the time, of course, it doesn't work. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that philosophy as long as you are staying committed to that original 500, because I can tell just without even asking you that you don't bring ATM cards, you don't bring extra cash, you bring your 500 and that's it. So you kind of decide,
Yeah,
or am
yeah.
I wrong? Is there something
Uh,
there?
yes and no. I try not to take my debit card with me. But when I'm going with my fellow co-workers who are retired, and when I go with them, I always carry my debit card because we do a group pool. Like we have three of us, we'll each take $200 each, and so out of the 500, 200 is gone on group pool, and I take my debit card just in case if I'm like $0, then at least I have some money so that I can buy some food or beverage that I would like to
Mhm.
spend. But many times I tend to go and uh, also use my debit card, and the casino charges 250 and my bank charges $3, so it is 550 for $200, you know. And 50% of the time, because I did that, I got all my money that I lost. But 50% of the time, it added to my 500. So now I'm down 700.
Mm.
Hmm.
So it is just like that thing. But I try not to use my debit card. So because in the past I would withdraw like six, $700 at a time. So I went to my bank and told my personal banker, I want you to lock in $220 per day.
That's
So
good.
once I use the $220, the debit card says insufficient fund.
Yeah, yeah,
So I do
um,
that so that I don't milk out more money.
yeah, yeah. One thing I do have a suggestion for you, something to consider. Um, it's going to bring you back to the days when you were a young kid and your parents were parenting you on telling you not to do something. Whenever you did something that broke the rules, what did you get? You got a punishment, right? You had to pay the price, whatever it was. So one of the suggestions I might make for you is that you say that you go 2 times a week. If
Yeah.
you end up going one of those times and you end up using your debit card to go over that 500, then I think you should penalize yourself by not going that second time that week, because you've basically kind of broken a little rule there, bringing your ATM card and going above your budget. There has to be some kind of penalty, and the reason I'm saying that, and it may not sound significant because you're like, it's just $200, it's not a big deal. I get that, but where does it end, right? The next thing you know, you're going to be telling your personal banker, well, make it $300 daily limit or $400 daily limit. If you don't feel penalized by making a
Yeah.
mistake by going over your budget, it might you might need to punish yourself in some way. I do this all the time. If I come back and I get wrecked at a casino, I tell myself I am not going for another 30 days. I'm just not
Oh,
doing it because it's like I'm in that mode of wanting to try to get it back, and it's a slippery slope. I've fallen into that before,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
so we want to catch that early. Again, this is up to you. I'm just giving you advice. I think it
No,
may be
no,
something
no,
to
no.
consider. Just
It
tell
makes
yourself I
tot
can't go.
no, it makes total sense. I was just thinking starting August, which is in 2 days' time. Uh, like if I'm taking $500, going 2 times a week, which is about $1,000, and sometimes it is a total loss of 1,000 in a week. Uh, I want to take it like go with like 350 or so,
Okay.
and divide it into like, you know, uh, 2 or 3 times. That way, like, and nothing, no debit card, nothing. Because what I do is when I take 350, since my birthday is on the 7th of a month, I like to take like 50 times 7 is 350, like, and I feed the machine $50. Like I did today. I went to the casino today, to be honest, and I was up 350. I took
And
350, and I came home with $700.
that's good. That's good.
But the $700 was in the winner's bank.
Yeah, that's good.
And I was up 150. I could have come home by 850, but the greed got me, and I gave back 150. But I went with 350. I came home 700. And all that 700 were in the winner's bank. If I had that on me in my wallet, I would have given it all back.
Yep.
This
It's
is
too attractive there.
This is a very big plug for why the gambler's box is so important. I mean, we literally had a comment yesterday where somebody said that is the stupidest thing we've ever heard of. A gambler's box. Why would you ever use that? And it's like it's saving you from yourself. Like you don't know. I mean, people can have all of the commitment in the world and all of the willpower to maintain their focus when they're inside of a casino. But just like you described, there are things that happen. Your buddies show up. They want to do a group pull. You're having a losing session and you just want to try to keep going, or you hit a hand pay and you're like, oh, this means I can stay here another 4 hours now and play some more, right? We've all said those things. But if you put it into that gambler box as soon as you have it in your hand from a hand pay or a big win, you cashed in your ticket and you put it right in there, you're saving yourself from yourself because it will happen.
Yeah,
it's hard to control that greed, and you better believe that the casinos are built that way. They encourage that. They encourage that behavior. You've got to put something in place. So
I know the cameras are watching me, putting the money in the key. So once they know that I do that, so if I'm getting like $50 reward play every week, and once they see me that I took the money and ran, it drops to $25 a week.
Yeah,
that does happen.
They want to see your in and out money. If your in money is larger than your out money, then yes, you'll get more comp points and more rewards play. But I just sometimes I'm successful, but most of the time I'm not. That's why I take the winner's bank and the keys at home in my garage. So when I pull in my car in the garage, the first thing I do is open the key, and there are all nicely folded 7 big ones.
Nice.
Little origamis, yeah.
Yeah, because the slit is so it's not very wide, it's so what I do is I take 3 $100 bill and tri-fold it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I just put it in. And then if I get another thing, so I knew that I was 700. So I said I came with 350. I have 350. I'm up, and I could have been like 850 up, but well, there was like $75 in free play. Today there was a promotion. You score 25 points and go to Kisco and just swipe a card, and I got an additional 25. So that was, I had to use it.
Yeah.
The free plays.
Use it or lose it when it comes to those.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right, Dave, what you got? You got any questions for him?
Oh, yeah. So first of all, it would kill my dad if I didn't ask, Falea Portuguese?
Sim, eu falo português. Você fala português?
Unfortunately, that's all I know. My grandfather never bothered teaching the rest of us any Portuguese.
Oh my God, I was so excited. I mean, you have got such a Portuguese look, with that mustache
my
and all.
family's from the Azores, actually. So, yes.
Oh.
Very Portuguese.
Yeah,
yes.
because like I said, Goa, GOA, is a smaller state in India, and it was ruled by the Portuguese for 451 years. That's
like
why
most of the world was.
Yeah.
Most of the world was actually Portuguese. We always think British, Spanish because of the armadas and everything, but Portuguese ruled by trade. So,
Yes.
but I had to do that because my dad would be like, "How come you didn't ask if he speaks Portuguese?" And I'm like,
Diga sua pai, muito, muito amor e tudo fica bem. Sua pai é muito bom. Even my Portuguese is not that good, but sua pai, de meu regards sua pai. Like I said, give my regards to your father.
Okay. See, I know. Obrigado. There we go.
Obrigado.
Obrigado. There we go. So you said you go on Tuesdays and Fridays. What's special about those days?
Like they had the promotion that is actually expiring today, because today is the last Tuesday for 2-3 months. They had, if you had 25 points, you go to the thing and swipe your card and hit the reward, and I get additional $25 with only 25 points. So I get 50 and 25 is 75. So if I go on Tuesday, I get 75, which I know 25 points is not a big thing to achieve. And on Fridays, they have the hot stick drawing every hour.
Gotcha. So there's a reason you're going on those days.
Yes. 3 winners, $500 every half hour.
Have you ever won the hot seat drawing?
Only once. That was the monthly drawing I won. I was playing and I heard my name, Antonio Braganza. I said, "Oh my God!"
I'm in trouble.
Out of 10,000 tickets in the barrel, they pulled my name.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I had to throw the puck. The puck that goes zigzag. There was 500, 750, 1,000. It landed on 2,000.
Nice. That's really good.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, that 2,000 was the highest in that drop.
That's nice. Good. Now, do you know how much a point costs you? Like at WinStar, it's $15 per point, pretty much.
Oh,
so
I'll be very honest. I really don't know, but I know that you have to spend a lot of money to make points. I'm sorry. I really don't know, but
no, it's quite all right. Most people don't know the points.
I think it is quite high. I don't know.
Which is, by the way, why they do that.
Exactly. That's exactly why they do that. Yeah. And I was gonna say, if there's a points thing like that, it only benefits the casino.
Yeah.
It only benefits. It does not benefit you at all.
Yeah, I looked today at my points. I had like 3,500 points, and I believe if I convert that into money, it is like $150 or $160, something like that. Yeah. Usually I don't. At one time it was like 10,000 or 7,000 points many years ago, and I got a big TV for some thousands of points for free.
That's good.
High definition TV.
There you go.
So the Friday hot seat drawing, that's a good thing because you have essentially a chance at getting that. But of course, they're doing it on Friday when the most number of people are there.
Yes.
So they're making sure it's on the weekend so that pace is packed. And I would say try your best to avoid the point promotions where it's 25 points for a chance at whatever X, because they're really taking a lot more money out of you than they're giving back.
Oh.
And it's that whole, carrot out in front of you and you just keep on walking toward the carrot and it just keeps getting further away because you're never going to get it.
Okay.
And it's kind of like that thing of it's going to take you so much more to get what you're trying to achieve than actually it's worth. And so definitely watch out for those.
Yeah, I know that today I was there for like about 3.5 hours, and my total point that I saw was like 125 points. So I don't know how much in and out money was there. I don't know. But I was winning and losing. So
it's like that. It's like what Dave was saying is like, how many times have you gone up to that kiosk, swiped, and it says 22 points?
22 points.
You say, "Oh, I only need 3 more and I get $25," but then you go spend $100 on the machine, right?
To get that 3 points.
To get the 3 points. Yeah.
Now, your gambler's box, is it like the about yay big square, but rectangle?
It's in
Rectangle.
my, I don't know. I could have shown you. It's in my car, which is in the garage.
Oh, that's all right.
That's okay.
I was going to say, instead of doing hundreds,
yeah.
pack in smaller bills.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm pretty sure you're not filling the thing up.
No, it's like I put $100 bill first time. That's fine. I put another $300 bill, all triple folded, second time, and the third time when I try to put $100, it's like it's difficult to shove it in.
Gotcha.
So the slit is very. I had bought this like 5 years ago on Amazon or something, like I don't know, and I'll tell you, it has saved me from some misery of coming home totally broke and kicked in my ass for all the.
And that's the job of it.
Yeah. So taking that really helps. Though I know the eye in the skies are watching me doing that, but
they don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care. They don't care. Yeah, yeah. And
so
the best, yeah.
You're $300 to $500, and so essentially you're coming close to $1,000 a week, and you're on a fixed income.
Yes, that's true.
Has that ever had issues with bills or anything where you've come up short in a month? That's good. Okay,
Fortunately, I'll be very honest. I don't have any of that issue where my car payment is not paid or anything not paid. And being married, my wife pays some part of the bill and I pay. But I have dipped in sometimes from my deferred com when I was working. It's like my own private retirement. So whenever I feel short, I withdraw. I go to my deferred com and take out $1,000, and it's ACH. It comes. So it's because I have exhausted all my budget and I need more money. So I dip into my private retirement fund. Yeah.
Gamblers always find a way.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say this about gamblers. If there is a way to get money in some form, gamblers will do it.
Yeah.
Whether it's an account that you have, like your retirement account, whether it's working a side job to have a little extra money, whether it's, recycling cans, whatever it is, gamblers will do it to get that extra $20, $100, whatever it is.
Yes. That is, I do not, like maybe once in 3 months. It is not only because of that I have to go to the casino. It is sometimes I think in 2023, our AC central air condition just died on us. So we needed like $35,000 to $4,000. So I had to go into my, but that is like once you retire, it is, you have to withdraw that money. And they charge you like 20% federal tax. Oh my God. Yeah. So I don't use it only for gambling, but for other use also. But I don't like when I see my balance decreased.
That's all of us. Absolutely. Yeah. That's all of us.
I mean, we certainly don't want to beat you up too much because I think you need to enjoy retirement, right? And if going to the casino twice a week is where you get your entertainment,
yes,
by all means do it, man. You've worked your entire life.
Yep.
This is the time to do it, right?
Yes.
But we certainly do want to limit
it too.
Yeah.
We
certainly do want to limit those times where you're like, I caught something you said, and it really stood out to me. You said, I needed the cash. And I was like, you should never need the cash to go to the casino. Those are the wrong words. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you can never have those words together. I needed the cash to go to the casino.
Truly guilty about it.
We all are. We all are.
We all are. That's what I'm saying. We're not trying to be hard on you because we've all heard that. But it's a good message for everybody out there watching this is that if you ever find yourself in that position where you are saying, oh man, well, there went my budget. And then your buddies call up and say, hey, we're going to do a group pool, man. You in? And you're like, well, yeah, but I need to stop at the bank first because I need the money to be able to do this. And it's like, that's what you should like be pausing just a little bit and say, really, should I be doing this? And maybe I should have a reserve set aside for when your buddies do call up and say, we're going to go. And you have that money. Yeah, I'm ready to go. I've had it set aside this entire time, something like that. It's all about like just putting some measures in place. We don't want to like come across as like dictators, like trying to be your financial advisor.
I'm not saying not go.
Yeah. I mean, go enjoy yourself. You're retired. This is how a lot of retirees like to get entertainment. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But we certainly want you to be able to live as long as possible and not run out of money because you kept going to the casino.
Yeah. So, it is always, like I've seen like at Ho Chunk Madison, every first of the month, whenever all the retirees get their retirement money or social security money or something like that, a chartered bus pulls in. And believe me or not, all are senior citizen. I would say the average age is between 60 and 80, and some with walkers and gas cylinder to breathe and all. But and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And my buddy says, you know what? They got social security money. Now they come to play. And they play like 80 cents and 90 cents.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. But they do that because I guess they like coming to the casino and then they meet and greet and have fun. So well,
it's a social time just like for everybody else.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely like Mark. I'm not saying don't go, but I've got a couple of suggestions for you that might help you sort of soften the blow when you do have those down days. So instead of saying $300 and $500 is your budget, go with $300. But put $100 in the car. Leave $100 in the car on purpose.
Oh, okay.
So when you spend that $200 and it's gone, you have another $100 in the car, but you have to walk to the car to get it.
Yes.
So then your brain starts working of, do I really need to do this? You're only 15 minutes from home.
Yes.
So you can just get in the car and go home. And I'm hoping that's where your brain will take you of, you know what? I can just leave right now. Now, however, on the opposite end, when you are winning, take that money that you won, let's say your $700 you came home with last time, and put that into 2 envelopes, $350 each.
Oh, okay.
And then the next time you go to the casino, you grab 1 envelope. Take $100 out of there, leave it in the car, and go gamble with that. And then the same process over again. And any money you have left over, your winnings at the end of the day, put that into an envelope. And so that is essentially your trip for the next time. So now you're not having to withdraw money each time. You're using that money that you've already won. And you're carrying that forward.
It's kind of a mad money aside.
Yep, exactly. And it's money you've generated yourself to be able to keep playing. And for your friends group poll, tell them to drop that down to $100 each. I mean,
yeah, you know, Dave, that's a good question. Actually, I have 500, 200 is a group pool. I lost 300. And then when we do group pool, the thing is we do like $5 because, each one we budgeted to $50 for each person. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they hit big. And my 2 other co-workers who are also retired now, if they get like 160 in that one line win or bonus win or something, they cash out. So technically that 600, when we cash out, like I would say like 70% of the time, becomes $900.
That's good.
Yeah.
So we divide that 900 among the 3 of us. So, I mean, like $300.
And there's your gambling money for next time.
Yeah. So that way it helps. But I don't know. That's a good idea by telling them to go for $100. But then I find that if we have the group money and we are very strict with our, there's one guy, my good friend Tim Lubinsky. He's an ex-military guy, so he's like the commander in chief. He'll say, "Okay,
we're playing this machine.
you have won." Like I just sat down for $50. I put $2 for and boom, I get $160 line hit. Okay, Anthony, cash out.
Yeah,
that's good.
No, cash out. So he disciplines us. So that way,
that's good.
I don't go home broke.
Yeah,
and you can always cash that 160 out, to put your original amount back in, and play off that. And so essentially, you take that 160 out. That's winnings. Whatever your starting amount was, let's say it's $50. That $50 goes right back in. So you're starting with the original money you did, but you've already squirreled away some money for next time.
Yes.
And it's all little things like that. It's good you have a gambling buddy like that. It's good you got somebody who's like, cash out, and then just redo it.
Yeah.
Rather than putting it all back in.
No, he just said if we hit like a big line hit of $80 for $2 a pull, he'll say, Anthony, we need to cash out. And then we put another $50, and that is gone. Another $50, that is gone. And then we put another $50. That is $350 cash out. So it balances out in the end.
I'm glad that you don't do like the whole. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like when you said 200, I thought you guys were each putting in 200 and just playing one machine. But if you split it up, that's good. Because as long as at some point, maybe one of the rules that you can like present to your team here is to say, if anybody raises their hand during the process and says, I want to stop, anybody says that, you have to just stop and divvy up the rest of the money and be done with the group pool. Maybe you should introduce that and say, if anybody, one of the groups says, I don't want to do this anymore, everybody has to stop.
Yeah, it is, I mean, like even if we get like $100 each from the group pool with a $300 or $400 profit, I think that is better than chasing because.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Oh, much better.
Yeah.
And what we do.
Thanks for that advice.
What Mark and I do is something that our friend Stefan told us is we will go in together. So we'll go into a slot machine together. We'll each put in $50 and we do a round robin. So it doesn't matter if you have 2, 3, 6, it doesn't matter. First person spins. If that's a loss, the next person spins. If it's a win of at least your bet back, you get an extra spin.
Oh.
And it goes to the next person. And it really does add a lot more, I don't know, drama, suspense, sort of. There's a lot of rhetoric back and forth, because everybody's talking about stuff and how close a win was. And it kind of makes it way more of a camaraderie thing than just, being off on your own kind of group poll. And then that way you can also kind of grab your money and maybe go for a little bit larger, like maybe a $10 spin, because you're pulling your money and everyone does a $10 spin.
Yes, we do that if we really hit big and we say, okay, this $100 will go to a $5 denom and play 2 credit, mostly Wheel of Fortune. And like, I'll tell you.
Wait a minute, you're in a class 2 facility. Don't play Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh. Yeah, stay away from the Wheel of Fortune. Play those class 2 games are so much better than Wheel of Fortune. So if you can find, I don't know what games you have up there, but a $5 machine, or even a $1 5-line machine.
Okay.
And play 5 credits a spin. That's $5 a spin. You can also play 10 credits a spin on that, and you win double for each win.
Yes.
And then you have a chance of the red spins, which is a lot better than waiting for the wheel on the Wheel of Fortune. And it's that game right there will just drain you. And I know it has ups and downs that are huge, but those downs often are way bigger.
Okay, yeah. Well, thank you. I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind.
Only when you're doing really well, tackle Wheel of Fortune. That's our rule always.
Wheel of Fortune is, hey, I'm up. Let's play a little bit of Wheel of Fortune.
It's fun. Okay, let's do it. It's a fun game. Like we it's like, I mean, Dave and I both have a weakness for, especially like the gold spin version. But
gold spin version.
Man, only
the worst version.
I know, but it's like it's so much fun. But we got to be real. Like Wheel of Fortune are built. Sometimes, but a lot of times it's chasing and chasing and chasing. So Just a little tidbit about Wheel of Fortune, you know.
A couple of years ago, Brian Christopher had come to our casino. I went there. Unfortunately, I could not get in the group pool, and I watched him with the slot. I think Slot Queen had also come.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name? I forgot her name. Anyway, I watched Brian Christopher playing and group pool, and he was bragging that Ho Chunk Madison has a payout percentage of over 92.
Yeah, on average. Yeah.
Pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, on average, they probably do. I mean, I don't know how he knew that, unless they had the return to data stats. But if they are publicly available, or somebody told them, yeah, the average could be 92%. We're just saying that on Wheel of Fortune, it's typically a lot lower because of the wide area progressive, and it's Wheel of Fortune.
Licensing, everything.
People will play Wheel of Fortune regardless if they get 100 dead spins in a row. They'll still play Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah,
which I've got 100 dead spins in a row.
On a dollar machine, you have to play 7 credit or 10 credit to get
the gold spin.
Gold spin. So I usually do the quarter denom, and I play 10 spin, like $2.50.
Yeah,
that's my favorite on that one.
I put $50. If it doubles, 75, I cash out. But it's hit and miss.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. Very true. All right. Do you have any questions for us, Anthony?
Yeah, I don't know whether you replied or Mark replied. I have seen this pattern happening so many times, and I think it is done to tease you. Like, say I put $100 bill, and I'm playing a dollar machine, like 5 lines. And now I'm down to $97. So I have only $3 remaining. So I said, okay, I'll select 3 line. And I put the 3 line, and there is jackpot on line 9 and line 5.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
Class, I love that face. Yeah, that's the face we make too. Yeah, Class 2s are infamous for this. So any Class 2 machine, which is the bingo style machines that have more than a single pay line, it will absolutely tease the crap out of you if you aren't covering. You're like, wow, if I would have bet 9 there, I would have gotten 2 times, 2 times, 2 times. It's like, no, you wouldn't have. It completely changes on those. So yeah, it does tease you.
It makes it on purpose.
It's very aggravating.
It is like it makes me think it's like some sort of AI, you know.
Oh yeah, no.
It's
not AI, because Class 2 is a lot different too, because it's all about whatever the bingo result is. And so Class 2s are really weird situations, because basically what they can do is, because it's reliant on the bingo pattern, whatever the result of that, if it was a loss, they can monkey with whatever shows up on the screen. This is why you see the jackpot, and then it's 1 off, and you see the 7-7, and then it's 1 off. You see that all the time on Class 2, because they can design that to do that. If it's a losing spin, if the bingo pattern doesn't exist and there is no bingo win, they can do whatever they want on those reels. And they can do that on Class 3 machines now, by the way. That was, pre-2015, they couldn't do it on Class 3 machines, but they can now. And we're certainly starting to see that, where there's a lot of those intentional teases. And yeah, you're right. It's a psychological trick, man. It is there to
keep you playing.
I almost got it. I should have bet 9 lines. And so what do? You start betting 9 lines, and then where did it go? It's gone.
It's gone. And then your last $3, you do it again, and there it is again.
Again. Correct. It is. I'm sure you guys must have experienced it, and thousands of gamblers must have experienced it there. And they are like, last $1 remaining, and you need actually $3 if you get a wheel to initiate the bonus, and you play 1, and there is a wheel.
Yeah.
Nope, I don't play 1.
Yeah.
I do not play 1. If it's 2 credits, Mark will do it, and it drives me crazy because I'm just like, oh God, don't hit double top dollar now. Please don't. Please don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I have now learned that when I'm down to one credit, and it's like a 3 credit machine, and if you get a wheel on the third reel, you get to spin the wheel, and you can win anything from 100 to 500 to 1,000 to 2,000, the maximum. And so I put in $20 and I hit, and luckily it was a win spin, and
Oh wow,
I could spin the wheel, but it has happened that I said, $1, I don't think, and there was the wheel. It did not initiate the bonus.
I've been burned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's happened
more
to everyone.
than I want to admit to Dave, because I know it drives him nuts. So sorry, Dave.
Yeah, exactly. So on the class 2, what's really bad is we'll be playing single line. We'll get so frustrated with single line. Like if we were playing 5 line, we'd have all these wins. We go to play a 5 line. Man, if we were playing 9 line, we'd have all these wins.
Yeah.
That's how they get you, man. It's always about getting you to bet higher, bet more, bet higher.
Yep.
I mean, trying to find a 2-credit Wheel of Fortune these days, hard to find. They're all gold spins. They're all the 10 credits.
The 3, the 5, the 7, the 10. Yeah,
and that's the trend, is like, and I understand why, because if you think about it, we were actually talking about this on the members chat the other day. If you think about it, we always say, wow, where are all the quarter top dollars at? They're just gone. It's like, yeah, but a quarter 20 years ago is worth way more than the dollar now. But they still have the quarters around and they still have the dollars around, but they still need to get people to bet more. And so what they do is they start to build in dollar machines, but try to entice you by all this flashy stuff to bet $10 spin, and that's just a trend that's going to continue. We have penny games now that you can bet up to 20 or 30,000 credits. It's like, that's a $30 bet on a penny machine. Like,
yes,
take it easy, calm down, So that's the way it's going nowadays.
Yeah, I've seen people, like we have this progressive at Ho Chunk Madison. There'll be like about 80 to 90 machine, which starts with 6,000 and can grow up to 40,000. And this young, beautiful woman was sitting next to me with a glass of wine, and she was betting 160 when the maximum bet was $2. This was like about a couple of years ago. And I told her, if you hit the jackpot, you'll just get 5,000 instead of 45,000. And guess what? I told her to change it to $2. Though she didn't get the big jackpot, but she got like the 5 bonus symbol, which was 60 spin. And she ended up at the end of the 60 spin getting a hand pay.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
See me, I'm happy with the 5,000. I'll take the 5,000.
Yeah, I would have been happy with
5,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless it's a huge jump, I never.
Yeah. No, what I think is, like, if the maximum bet is $2, and if you're betting 160, if you add another 40 cents, and if God forbid, if you hit the jackpot, instead of 5,000, you will get 46,000.
Yeah. See, that's a big enough jump that you really should be betting the $2.
It's not a big dollar difference. It's only 40 cents.
Yeah. That more than pays for the difference. I mean, even if you sit there for a long time.
As long as you hit it.
I always, when I play those machines, those are like, I don't know what they're called. They are like different themes. I always bet $2 because I don't want to lose on good line pay. And I've never won a jackpot, but today it was like 14,000. So I was playing. I got on and off it, but if it was
remember something though, something you just said caught my ear. You said, I got to play the $2 because I don't want to miss out on a good line hit. So even if you were betting 160, it's still a good line hit. It's just the multiplier is different, because you're betting higher. You're not increasing your chances.
4.
Yeah, you're not increasing your chances of getting line hits. You're not missing out. You got to be careful with that, because a lot of people feel like you have to bet higher in order to increase your odds of getting line hits. And that's not true at all. Like, that's really not true at all.
Odds don't change, just the multiplier.
Right. It's just the multiplier of your bet. Yeah.
So it's okay for me. Like if it is $2, they start with like 20 cents, 40 cents, 80 cents, $1.60, and then $2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can bet
wherever you're comfortable. Now, and that one's a little different because of the progressive. Like,
yes.
In that situation, if you can afford the $2, you got to play the $2 in that machine. But
yeah, stick with your budget. Stick with
if
your
you
budget.
took that out, if you took that progressive out of the equation, then any of those values are good. They all have the same equal odds. It's just, what are you comfortable with betting? Yeah, you don't get big dollar amount wins, but it's always in relation to your bet size. A lot of people don't see it that way, and that's important. The difference between the line hits that you're going to see as you're spinning the machine on a 40-cent bet and a $2 bet is no different. But what's different is what you win. But you got to think about it as a multiplier of your bet size, right? I got a 10x win. I got a 30x win. Not that, I wanted a hand pay and I didn't get a hand pay because I was betting 40 cents. Can't look at it that way.
Yeah,
it's
really
dangerous.
don't want to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. For me, like a comfortable bet is if I go to a casino, if I put a $50 in, if I'm playing quarter machine or penny machine or 5 cents or 2 cents or even $1, my minimum is $2 a pull. But
what's
sometimes
your maximum?
I have bet, not here, I was down, like I said, the last 200, and I was betting $27 a pull.
Oh,
Ooh. And see, that's where that
is a Hail Mary.
in the car is going to protect you from you.
Yes.
And I think it was
always got to get the glasses out. This is serious.
Yeah.
This is getting serious.
The Crystal Star. You know the Crystal Star?
Oh yeah,
$27.
That's where you got the 27.
And luckily, I got the Crystal Star. It was $860.
Yeah, but see that this is what Dave tells me all the time. You're getting paid off of bad behavior. He tells me this all the time, and he's right. And that kind of stuff can ruin you. Yeah, you got lucky. That's awesome. And I know that you said that you took the money and left, but I bet that's still in your brain that happened. I mean, you just looked at something. You put your glasses on and looked on, so you remembered, right? You remembered that $27 on Crystal Stars, and so
that's
you're starting to think to yourself, "Wow, if the $300 is gone and I've got $200 left, I'm just going to go back to Crystal Stars because I'm going to do that again."
Yeah. I was lucky that I got those jackpot symbol and I got 870 and I left.
Yeah.
Because I was down like $500, so I was like $370 up. I just left. But it is a very, very risky thing. But gambling is risky.
It is. It is.
But I seldom played $27 a pull. But it was like, play big or go home.
Or just go home. Because you only live 15 minutes away. You are so close.
Yes.
Just go home. I'm down. Just go home.
I'm going to listen to Dave and keep that. If I take $350, I'm going to keep $100 in my glove compartment. Yep. And if I'm down $250, I'm going to start my car and go home with $100, then go with $0.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, and that's the other thing. If you really get to walk all the way back to the car, and you get to where you're getting that $100 out, and you definitely want to go back inside, that's all right. You have made that conscious choice rather than just pulling out your wallet, putting it in the machine, and going again.
And when you're not in that euphoria, like what Dave is saying is exactly right. Like the reason he said to keep it in your car or to keep it in your hotel room is that you need to walk at least 10 minutes or 15 minutes
easily
out of the casino, out of that environment, because it lets your brain relax a little bit. And then you get there and you're like, I know what's going to happen in this last 100. I'm going to go to that stupid machine and I'm going to lose it again. So screw it. I'm just going to go home. That's what you want. That's what you want to tell yourself. And I do this. For you guys that are staying in hotel rooms, I always do micro challenges. I'll put all my money in the safe and I'll come down with 200. And if I lose that 200, I know I have to go all the way to the elevators. I got to ride the elevator up. I got to go down the hall. I got to go into my room. I got to open the safe and I got to get the next round out. And by the time I get there, I talk myself out of it because I'm just like, You know what I mean?
Wow.
I'm just like, I don't need to do that. I'm just going to lose another 200 in 30 minutes. So I just chill out and wait, you know?
That's a
And
good thing that
that's
you.
so powerful. It's such a powerful thing. Taking those breaks.
Yes.
It's not because we don't want you to keep having fun inside of the casino. It's just that euphoria is so incredibly powerful, and it will make you throw all logic and reason out the window.
Absolutely.
It'll
If you're not, let's just go.
You can't make decisions. You cannot make gambling decisions in that environment when it comes to budget. It's very
You're
difficult.
not being logical.
Right. Gamble Smart has taught not only me but so many people not to chase your losses and pocket your winnings and to just leave the casino when you're up. And I think I'm going to do that. I probably down quite a bit in this past few months, unless and until I hit a jackpot of 15.
What did you just say? Say that again. Unless you hit a jackpot, is that what you said?
I said I'm just hoping that to recoup my loss is the only way.
No, that money is gone. Forget
that money's
about
gone.
It.
No memory.
Just
don't even have a memory about that money because it's gone.
Don't try to recover it. That's that
only
is
go forward. Don't look backward.
Slope. Yeah.
Yes.
Man. I don't think you fall into this category, but I think that it's sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No.
I don't think you're in the situation, but I don't want other people to think that's where problem gambling starts, is when you start looking into the past and thinking, I got to recoup from this. So what do? You start bringing more money. You start upping your bets. You're like, I'm just looking for that jackpot. If I can get that jackpot, then I can satisfy the last 2 months of losses and I'll be back to square one. Everything will be great. And I'll return to playing quarters and my $3 or $2 spins. That doesn't happen to most people. Most people, as soon as that presents itself, it's just they keep betting higher and higher. It's never enough. It's never satisfying enough. You get the hand pay, you pay off the last 2 months of your visits, and then suddenly you're like, well, now I got all this money. I want to do that again. And you just keep raising and raising because it's just not satisfying enough. And I don't think that you're anywhere near that. I'm just saying some people do fall into that trap when they get into that chase. Forget about the past, because it shouldn't matter anyway, because that money should have been considered lost the moment that you pulled it out to go to the casino. So it's gone, right? It's gone. Yep. Don't try to win it back, because that's when your brain just loses control. You know what I mean?
Especially don't focus on a jackpot or a hand pay, because taxes are associated with that.
Yeah.
So it's never going to be as much as you thought it was going to be once you take the taxes out. And so it's like you get $1,200, it's $900. You get $1,500, it's like $1,050, $1,100. You know, it's just it's that whole I'm actually having to take a loss on that money to get that money. When it's better to win $900 or $1,000 straight up. So don't be focused on the jackpot or the hand pay. Be focused on the wins you are getting and keeping those wins in your pocket.
Okay. Yeah.
Anthony, I got to say that I think you're doing incredible. I know we gave you a lot of advice here, probably a lot to take in, but I think overall you're using a gambling box. That's a huge, huge plus. You're bringing your budgets. You're going twice a week. You're not going more
gambling
than that.
Buddies.
You've got gambling buddies. Like, these are all very good things.
Yep.
A lot of people don't do any of those things. So you're already way ahead of the game, my friend. Like, you're up there. There's always we can always improve. All of us can improve in becoming better gamblers. And it's okay to admit that you screwed up. I screw up all the time. I admit it. I do.
He does.
Yeah, he knows.
Okay.
You know.
I have one question for you both. You go, like, I went one time to Ho Chunk, Wisconsin Dells, which is like 45 minutes, 45 to 1 hour drive. And I put in $100 in a dollar machine. And it's called In the Money game. And I get in the money. And it spins, and $800. And I was there for like 5 minutes.
Yep. Get in the car, go home.
I should have done that. I didn't do
It's only
that.
an hour. It's only an hour.
that, and I gave up all that 800 plus my 500.
And that being further away at that casino, it gets you. It's the same thing when I go to WinStar, when Mark goes to WinStar. It's an hour away for me. It's 3 hours for him, and you feel like you're set there. You feel like, oh, I can't leave. It's a drive back. It's an hour. You ate $800. You drive home. You're gonna have a happy drive home for an hour. You're like, I got $800. I'm driving home.
That's right.
That's what that drive is gonna be like. So keep that in mind next time.
It was a sad 45-minute drive.
We've all been there too. We've all been there when it's like, now we're driving home and we've got nothing, and we're like, you know what I should have done? Should have taken that $800 in my pocket and just driven home. What did I do? Ooh, that game looks cool. Yep, we've all been. Everyone has been there.
Yes.
The problem, why I did that was I was just 5 minutes in the casino.
I know.
Yep, 5 minutes. I just got here. I can't leave now. Yep.
Go have a steak dinner. Don't do something.
$800. That 800 should have gone right in that gambler's box.
Yes.
Like right away in that gambler's box.
Okay, maybe 700. Maybe take your 700 and play off your original 100. You know what I mean?
Right,
you don't have to you should just take off. If I had a casino that was local and I turned $100 into 800, I would be out of there right away. I would not hang around there.
See you guys
I know
next
I'm going
week.
to come back, right? You're going to come back. But yeah, I would have taken that 700, put it in the box, and then try again on that other 100 and see if you can do it again. That's what you came with and what you expected to lose.
That was your original plan.
But don't stay around. It's like, oh man, look at this $800. This is going to be a fun night. And then 3 hours later, you're like this. Just mad at yourself.
Trying to figure out what the dollar menu has on it at McDonald's.
That's right.
My reasoning was I drove 45 minutes, and in 5 minutes I have to turn back and drive another 45 minutes to back home. That was to my disadvantage, and it was the worst decision.
It's not easy, man. That's like the hardest. I've always said that the worst time to win anything in a casino is when you first get there. You want to hit it on the way out the door, but it doesn't always work out that way. And you need to have a plan in place on what you're going to do if that scenario ever repeats itself. Just have a plan. Just tell yourself, I've only been here 5 minutes. I really don't want to get in the car and drive. Well, you just won $800. Go have a steak dinner. Go to the spa. Go do something that casino might have, and then you can drive home. Go buy something. Go shopping. Go do something with that money that you got. But you got to get out of the casino. That's the hard part. It's tough, man. I get you, man. It's not easy. It's not easy. And
I know.
Everybody goes through it, and so you should feel. The one thing we don't want anybody to ever feel is ashamed, because when you're ashamed, you put yourself in a mode where you're not being reasonable with yourself. You feel like you have to go get that back to ease that shame that you have. You need to correct the wrong. You feel like you need to do that. And that's just human nature. That's how we work. But feeling ashamed is the wrong emotion to have. What you should have is, listen, I screwed up. I know I screwed up. I could have had $800 driving home. I have nothing right now. What am I going to do the next time this happens? That's what you should do. Don't beat yourself up to death, because that leads to depression. And you know what depression does? It causes problem gambling to get twice as bad. And it just elevates all those feelings. And so you want to do something with it. We're humans. We're supposed to learn from our mistakes. So you screwed up. Big deal. Okay. It happens to every gambler. Every gambler has had a story like that. And if they say they don't, they're lying. They have.
Yeah.
Go ahead, line us up in the comments. I dare you. But yeah, I mean, don't ever feel ashamed. Beat yourself up, but beat yourself up in a way that it's like, man, that was so stupid. And Dave and I have said this to her. That was stupid. Why did I do that?
Yep.
And it's like, I screwed up. But you know what I'm going to do next time? I'm going to make sure Dave's always with me when I'm playing, so I don't do something reckless. So,
he doesn't listen to me anyway, but sometimes
I know.
Once in a while, he'll listen.
Oh, you need to have a guru by your side, a guru that can guide you. And I have seen both of you gamble, and I've seen Dave gamble and Mark, you gamble too. Uh, I'm not trying to be judging you guys, but I think Dave has got a little more stronger hold on his
Because
willpower.
Dave's made
And
bigger mistakes.
He's no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. He's way more disciplined than I am. I'm getting better, which is what's important. But he has way more willpower than I do. I'll admit that all day
I've
long.
made in the past and the lessons I've learned. And it wasn't like I'd made the mistake once and learned the lesson. I made many, many, many mistakes before I learned one lesson. Then I had to learn the next lesson.
Right.
And then the next and the next. And it's a long years worth of process to get to the point to where it's like, okay, I messed that up again. What did I learn this time? And I just got better and better over time about learning those lessons. They still happen, but you can ask Mark, if I do something that I was not supposed to do, I'll tell Mark, like, damn it, should have done this. He's like, but you won. I'm like, but I didn't win the right way. I won the wrong way. I was rewarded with my bad behavior. And I shouldn't have been. And he's like, but I don't, wait a minute. I don't understand. You won, but you're not happy. Like, no, I'm happy, but at the same time, I'm not happy with myself. So, and it takes time. It takes a lot of time to do that. Like literally to where you're just like, okay.
I have learned through my mistakes, and I think I've improved a little bit. But the only thing is, I have to really work on my strong willpower and say that if I enter a casino and I'm only there like 10 minutes into playing and I hit a big line hit, just start my car and go home. And like Mark said, go and have a steak or go and get a nice massage and do fun stuff. But don't stick around thinking it's your day and give it all back and go home miserable.
You know what? Winners sleep really well at night.
They do.
When you go back home and you got a pocket full of cash, you sleep great. But when you lose, all you're doing is thinking about your loss.
Yeah.
But if I could 5 minutes in the casino, 10 minutes.
I could just take those last 30 minutes back.
Yep.
If I could tell myself to just not do it. You know, we've said things like that. So.
And I realize that you're both lucky and not lucky being 15 minutes from a casino because it's so close. But at the same time, it's so close back to home. So you just stop off, go, and done.
Yeah, it is very close. And especially on the weekend, it is so packed. And they have this big display as you enter. Today, jackpot, 89,000 so far and counting. And then so far, 45 million and some dollars are given in jackpot. But today's biggest jackpot was 65,000, all as you enter the casino. So they have all the statistics of what was the jackpot today, what was the largest jackpot today, and what was the year-to-date jackpot. And then what they do is, if you Google on Ho Chunk Madison, like every week they will put all the pictures of all the jackpot won, and so that is like I know it is advertising for people to come and gamble because see so many people, and I've seen people with 80 cents bet winning 16,000.
Oh yeah, it happens all the time.
Happens. It's just rare, but it happens.
Yeah. And then they have I like to play the machine where where I go to fill gas. She's a Filipino girl. She said she was only playing 40 cents and she won 12,000. It is like a machine that says you can win that progressive on any bet.
Yeah.
You heard about it?
It's just a less chance to win. Yeah.
It is like all of a sudden at certain point it is at certain.
Well, there are a lot of games like that. Dancing drums, you can win the progressive on any bet. I mean, there are a lot of games that you can win progressive on any bet. Yeah, it's just more difficult. It's more difficult, but yeah,
it does happen.
But
I think they should in the casinos. I think they should. They have people holding up the big checks. We want all this stuff. I want to see all the people that lost money with negative checks, and then turn it into wallpaper and put it all around the casino.
Like,
I think the marketing department might reject that idea, Mike.
That's a brilliant idea. Come on.
Let me pitch this idea to you. Okay, instead of showing winners, you show losers.
All the losers.
Yeah, that is not going to happen.
I know.
It is not going to happen.
That's never going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, Anthony. Well, I think we're going to wrap this up. We've gone on for
Yes.
about an hour, but man, it was so much fun talking to you. Thank you so much for coming on. I hope you had a good time. And don't try to. I mean, you're going to have to digest a lot of what we talked about, but don't try to take it all in at once. Don't try to. You said August 1st, you're going to start a new plan. Don't try to do everything on your next visit, because what will happen is you'll get exhausted. You'll say, I can't do this. It's too tough. Do one thing different every casino.
Leave the money in the car. Do that one
thing.
Yeah,
that's probably the best one to do.
Just do that.
I promise you, Dave. I promise you.
And then
because
when this episode comes out,
looking out for us and all the gamblers in the US. And your channel is getting so popular that I read the comments, and it is going to be so popular because not only in the US, in Australia and everywhere, people are watching you, and they are taking the tips that you guys are giving, and your tips are so genuine and so to the point that when you guys talk, I can understand the language, and I can understand, like one time Dave said, you see the pig is like really big, and my one of my coworkers said, Anthony, I want to play that. Did you see that pig is about to burst? And that is just an illusion. And I agree with when he said that. And like most of the games over there are all lit up and all, but that is just very deceiving. So I've learned that from watching your channel, Gamble Smart. So thank you very, very much for inviting me in your talk today. And I truly appreciate, and I wish your channel to grow bigger and bigger. And thank you, and God bless you for the wonderful knowledge and tips that you give, not only to the gamblers in USA, but all the gamblers in the world. And we truly appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you so much for those kind words. We really appreciate hearing that from you, because it makes us feel like, okay, we are doing something good. It's like it gives us that saying, okay, we're doing great, and recharges our batteries to get back out there and keep doing it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, before we wrap up, if you would like to take part in our gambler audit and talk to us, make sure you send us an email at gamblesmartgamblesafe@gmail.com, and we'll have it in the description below as well. Below Dave. You got to keep going. There we go. So we'll have the description down there. You guys can sign up. And we also do offer private ones. Now, we do charge for private ones, just a small little fee. But public ones are always free because you're helping everybody else. So we really do appreciate it. And as always, gamble smart.
That's you, Anthony.
Gamble smart.
Yeah, okay. We'll say, you say it, Dave.
Gamble safe.
All right. Gamble smart, gamble safe. You're good. Good enough.
Yeah, okay.
Gamble smart, gamble safe, and listen to Dave and Marc.
There you go.
That's even better.
I love it. I love it. Thank you,
so
Anthony.
much,
really
Anthony.
do appreciate you.